Afternoon, Jonathan. How you doing? How you doing?
I'm pretty good, and yourself?
I'm good. I'm good. So I saw a CDS link that you had scheduled an appointment with me to talk about career advisement. So why don't you tell me a little bit about what it is that you're seeking?
Uh, right now I'm just trying to seek an internship and trying to develop my professional career, being that I'm moving along in my academic career and I'm gonna graduate soon, like within the next 2 years. So I want to like know about internships, co-ops, how I go about doing that, and just getting a professional start in my career.
Okay, Jonathan. So why don't you tell me first about what is currently your major at this moment?
Right now I'm studying mechanical engineering.
Mechanical engineering.
hmm
Okay. Well, I'm somewhat familiar with the field. Avenue of so mechanical engineering do you want to pursue?
I'm more focused. I know there's like five disciplines. I'm really
Yeah.
focused on power.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I'm really fascinated in how things operate.
Okay.
But right now I have like another passion for design.
Okay.
So I'm trying to correlate the two.
Mm-hmm.
And right now I'm trying to get an internship where I can work hands-on with aeronautics, aeronautical design. So
Mm-hmm.
anything related to like aircrafts, anything like that, military
Okay.
aircrafts, anything like that.
Okay. And you're currently in what year right now?
I'm a fourth year right
You're
now.
a fourth year. That will make you a senior. Okay.
Mhm.
So let me ask you this. What opportunities have you? Well, what companies have you looked into in terms of the field?
Right now I've looked into Northrop Grumman, Boeing, Lockheed, and those were the top three. Any other company was just related to my major, so that's kind of why I looked into other ones. But those are like the top three for
Okay.
the passion that I want to do.
Well, okay, that's good. It's good that you have a wide variety of different companies to choose from, but at the same time, you just want to make sure that you don't sell yourself short. Okay.
Yeah.
So, in terms of developing your skill set, have you done the research in terms of what are these companies looking for?
I usually do the research when I'm like probably the day before the career fair and everything
Mm-hmm.
like that. Um, some more than others, I would say. And being that I'm here at CDS, I do get a little bit of background information on them ahead of time. I just, most of the time I wait till the last minute.
Yeah. I mean, there's some great practices that you can utilize in order to help you stay ahead of the game,
hmm
but you just want to make sure that you are establishing yourself to be at that position where you can be like, okay, there are three companies. Within these three companies, one of them is going to take me, right? But you want to know about what different innovations they're doing, what different um, projects that they're working on that you may be a great asset to be a part of their team
hmm
to that aspect. So it really is one of those things where you have to really look at not just at the company's aspect, but look at also the industry. So what are some? So you say you're interested in power and you're interested in the design.
hmm
Why don't you tell me a little bit of how that interest originated?
Oh, um, where did it originate? uh, I wouldn't say there's a specific time that it did originate. It's just a more of a realization. Um, it's seeing how people are becoming more entrepreneurial and they're developing new things. And it can be small as like things as apps and stuff like that, just designing an app or
Mm-hmm.
anything like making something work. That's the reason why I want to be an engineer. I just like seeing things in motion. I like seeing things work, operate, and all that type of stuff. So I like that's more along the lines of when it really started. Like when I first started having interest in being an engineer.
Mm-hmm.
The power aspect, like I said, is just how things operate, how it works. I like seeing that happen. Design, I like dealing with blueprints.
Mm-hmm.
I like doing the planning stages. I want to be a part of the team that designs something and then brings it to another group of engineers and help make it happen.
Okay. So what have you worked on any projects per se that has correlated your passions?
Not projects recently, but I know during my first semester or second semester, I was dealing with a class where we had to construct like I'll say like a bridge. It was a
Mm-hmm.
miniature bridge, like not life size model, but like mini model. The point of it was to transport a ball to the other side without touching it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we made a bridge. The bridge was this high. We had to get it over this point,
Mm-hmm.
but we were only allowed to go right here. Like the ball was stationed right here, and you
Okay.
had to go above it right here. So what we did was we used a motor to operate
Mm-hmm.
a piece of block. Is a block. It was the motor would be attached to this piece of block,
Okay.
and it would hit the ball up a ramp
Ah.
and then down
Wow.
into another place. Another group, they did it when they operated something, and they used a coil, and they placed the ball within the coil, and when the motor was turned on, it just went around and over the bridge.
Mm. That's interesting. Um, so what were some experiences what were some things that you took away from those projects? What were some of the main things that you took away from the projects you worked on?
From that project specifically, it was just definitely out of the point of it was to get the ball in there in the shortest amount of time, and
Mm-hmm.
we were facing off against other groups, so it definitely taught me how to think outside the box, how to come up with different strategies, and how to accomplish a similar goal. So that's how it helped me.
Okay. So when you look at the different internship opportunities let me ask this. Are currently, when you look in CDS Link, are these three companies looking for currently for internships? Which out of your top three are looking for internships in the summer?
I know all three companies are actually looking. I know there's a career fair that I'm supposed to go to next semester
Okay,
where I
yes.
actually know someone that works for the company and he's going to be hiring manager there.
Mm-hmm.
Also, when I checked online, the other companies are also hiring for the summer.
Okay,
So all three should be hiring.
okay. Well, that's good. And I'm glad that you're taking initiative and looking into what companies are going to be attending the career fair because that's very important. And the fact that you even have a network through one of the companies is really great, and it really sets you apart from everyone else.
Mhm.
I also just want to know though, what are some strategies that you're utilizing to prepare for the career fair?
Usually before the career fair, I attend other ones just for practice
Mm-hmm.
and in preparation for the career fair I really want to go to where the companies are going to be at. So I use other career fairs to do it, or I go to resume reviews to get my resume prepared, and I may have like an on-spot interview with when I'm doing my resume. So that what I would do when I'm preparing.
Okay, that's good. Um, so have you done any previous internships prior to our meeting today?
No, that's why I'm currently trying
Okay.
to find one and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's just been really difficult because of my GPA issue. I know all of the engineering co-ops or internships that I want, they require over a three. Otherwise, it's pretty much a no from them. I know I went up to a certain company in the career fair and they basically denied me, even though I had a 2.8 GPA, but they required a 3.0 because I guess the competition is really high, which is
Yes.
understandable.
Mm-hmm.
And even it doesn't matter how much effort you put into getting the co-op. If you don't have prior experience in the engineering field or you don't have over a 3.0, it's really hard to get an internship.
Okay. And since that moment, what have you done, I guess, to really change that? What changes did you have to make within your plan?
Um, the changes that I want to make, I should say, because
Mm-hmm.
still coming to realizations that I really want to do well in school. The classes are difficult. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't
Yes.
matter how much I study, the
Mm-hmm.
classes will still be difficult. But my goal right now is to get over a 3.0 because it
Okay.
doesn't make sense if I keep spending money to go to conferences that are out of state or even going to these career fairs right now and being denied because it's happened multiple times. So, I mean, even though I work in other industries and everything like that, I really need something for the engineering field and to start my actual professional career. So right now I'm just geared towards increasing my GPA.
Okay. Well, aside from increasing your GPA, you should also want to take a look at what are some best practices to really engage with the engineering community.
Hmm.
Are you currently, aside from networking with one of the hiring managers, one of your top three companies, what are other networking opportunities that you had to really establish your network?
I'm also part of the National Society of Black Engineers,
Okay.
so I have another network with a whole bunch of professional engineers within that perspective, and I'm also a member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated,
Mm-hmm.
so that's another network outside. Now, the people that graduated from this school within that fraternity are all engineers or something related to computer,
Mm-hmm.
affiliation.
Okay, have you had the opportunity to just sit down with fellow frat brothers or fellow former members of the of I think it was the National Society of Black Engineers?
Mhm.
Have you had the opportunity to sit down with maybe one of them and discuss what their journey looked like versus your own?
Yes, I have. Pretty much everyone is different.
Yes, absolutely.
Some people they say they got lucky and they got their internship. Other people said they worked really hard to get their internship, and then some people were just 3.8, 4.0s. So I try to take a little insight from each one of them, pointers here and there, what they did as far as being professional when they enter the industry, interviewing tips, because that I feel like that's another aspect I need to improve on as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but right now they said just do your thing in school, just try to raise your GPA, get it above there because everything else will be a little bit easier
Yeah.
once you have something to talk about.
Yes. Jonathan, I can understand that there are certain academic struggles that any student in any discipline here at
Hmm.
NGIT can be really challenging. But obviously, the first and foremost, you have to worry about your GPA, and second,
Hmm.
worry about what professional opportunities are going to come for you. Obviously, you've established several networks. You have established yourself to be in that position. You're already taking initiative. But what I want you to do is try to see. Now you have all the information, right?
Hmm.
So just like you like design, right? Let's look at it that way. You like design, you like doing blueprints, right? So instead of looking at blueprints, why don't you instead of making and want to create blueprints within the future as part of your desire, why don't you make a blueprint of your plan, of your professional plan? Because in the next several years after college are crucial, especially when you're about to enter the field or even the job force,
Hmm.
right? So even if you're still in school now, start thinking about what you want to accomplish in the next 1 to 5 years, or maybe even 10 if you want to take it that far. Because you know what it's going to help you do? That's going to help you set goals. If you set goals for yourself, it's going to help you navigate through your professional development a lot better. The fact that you came in and spoke with me today is really good because you're taking that first step. Because you'll come to the realization it's that it's needed, especially now in your senior year. That's really one of those moments where you have to really make a push towards your professional development. And right now, what you need to establish is, okay, I have my network. I've already spoken to several people. Now, what's my plan?
Hmm.
If you don't have a plan set in place, then you just are not doing what you need to do. And it's really necessary for you to take that first step. And you did that today by coming to talk to me. Now, the next step is, aside from making sure your GPA is up, making sure that your resume is updated, making sure that your cover letter is also updated as well.
Mhm.
You want to make sure that you sharpen your interview skills, and you want to make sure that you continue to attend several workshops and or continue to network with people that you already have within your network, or even expand on it, because that's what's gonna help you get you ready for when the career fair comes in February. You'll be set to go. You know. Um, but what are some other concerns that you may have regarding your professional development?
Um, I know that recently, when I talk to employers, it seems that as though they all require something different. Some are more lenient than others. I guess I just want an insight as to how I approach someone at the career fair, because some may be like a little more relaxed than others,
Mm-hmm.
and I just want to know like how should I approach them when I know it's professional obviously, but what should be my mindset when I go to approach an employer?
The mindset for any student or for any potential employer should be, should be with opening arms, obviously very cordial. You want to make sure that you are, you know, you hand them a copy of your resume, introduce yourself, and I would definitely, one of the things I will work on is your elevator pitch. Now, do you know what an elevator pitch is?
Yes, I am familiar with it. Yes.
Okay. So maybe you want to use that same concept to help you navigate through that conversation with the employer. Because ultimately what's going to happen is that recruiter is going to remember you. And you definitely want to make sure that when you're at the career fair, the mindset is get to know as many people as you can. Because you never know if that one recruiter from that one table what you liked your personality and or liked your charisma or your persona, because they can tell that based off the first couple of minutes of talking to you, and as you keep yourself very cordial, very not as straightforward, because you don't want to sound robotic or generic per se,
Mm-hmm.
but you definitely want to make sure that you are intentional on your interactions with anyone that you speak to, and that's very important,
Okay.
especially when you're going to table and you're talking to different employers that you potentially see yourself working in. Always expand your horizons, because your top three is great, but just also keep in mind there are other companies out there that may be looking for someone like you.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you don't find your top three, just know there'll probably be other companies.
Yeah, definitely. So you just said to stand out. Um, yeah, I noticed that the employers after a while, they start to get a little not annoyed, I would say, but
Mm-hmm.
they have a long day at a career fair, 6 hours, and there are thousands of students.
Mm-hmm.
So what exactly would make someone stand out at a career fair? Like this, if you were to put yourself in this situation.
If it was if it was me personally, I would just want to make sure that they know, the way I present to them, the way I talk to them, but also by the way that I just have a regular conversation, or matter of fact, your interest within their company or within their industry. Because you also want to, if they're having a regular conversation with you, talking about, hey, so I saw that your company is doing innovative things such as this, and this. Also, doing your research on the company really does help, because you're like, wow, this guy did his research.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's really about what you can bring to the table in terms of innovation for the industry, but also making sure that what you can bring to the table, they can probably already see in your resume. Some will give you your business cards, some will not. But for those that give you your business cards, one of the things I would do is when you're done, take the business card, right? Take the business card, and in the back, usually on most business cards, they're blank. So you should take a pen. If their name's in the front, leave it alone. But if their name is not on the business card, which it should be, you're gonna write where you met them, where and how you met them, and underneath that, 2 bullet points, which is gonna say two different things y'all talked about, because that way when you follow up via email, it becomes more personalized, and that person can recognize you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, okay, I remember this person, And it's really about building that rapport from the moment you get to the front of the line to the moment you walk away from the table. You want to always make that first impression. So it's more about how you present yourself and how you really engage with the recruiters is going to make a difference versus the other 20 plus people that could be behind you. Give them a reason to remember you. By engaging in conversation, talking about, maybe a little bit about the industry. That would really help.
Definitely. That sounds good. I definitely take that into consideration.
Yeah. Any other questions regarding your professional development in particular?
No, don't think so. I think that's everything.
Okay. Well, Jonathan, if you have any other questions, you can feel free to contact me via email. And if you have any other development or regarding your resume reviews or anything like that, I would make sure to get in contact with myself or your career advisor, and we can go from there.
All right. Appreciate it.
All right. Not a problem, Jonathan. You enjoy the rest of your day, all right?
You too.
All right.